Hey guys, it's Rachel. Sorry I haven't made a video in quite a while. As you can see, I'm in a different setup. I am in my regular room at home because of COVID-19. They're making all of us move back home from the dorms, which is really sad. But as you can see, I'm wearing letters today. Alpha Sigma Tau. And the reason is because Big Little reveal is tonight. Personally, I did not get a little, but my big is getting another little, so yeah. But I also spontaneously decided, why not do a video about why I joined a sorority? So here we go. Why I joined a sorority. At first, I didn't know if I honestly wanted to join a sorority because I thought I had seen everything in the movies and it was not something I would have wanted to be a part of. And I know some sororities are like that, but I quickly learned from joining last year, February of 2019, that mine is not like that at all. It's not all about partying. It's not all about like going out all the time. Especially not mine, personally. I know there are sororities like that, but mine is definitely not like that. So my experience going through sorority recruitment was fun, and it gets very tiring. But the tiring parts are what make it super fun. It makes it super fun. So, yeah. So it started with Thursday night. On a Thursday night, it was info night. And we learned kind of all about what was going to happen. We got the rundown of what we were going to wear, what to expect, and like how excited the sisters of all the sororities were to meet us. But they were also very nervous. We were very nervous as potential new members or PNMs, and we learned just how the weekend was going to go. So that was pretty chill. We got to wear kind of whatever we wanted, but most people dressed pretty nice. I forget exactly what I wore, but it was decent. I had my nails painted, unlike I do now. But yeah, we just got the rundown, and it was like an hour and a half. That's it, if that. Then Friday night is where it all began. It was sisterhood night. And that's literally, we just met with the sisters of all the sororities on campus. There are only 4 of them. But I got to meet Alpha Sigma Tau, Delta Phi Epsilon, Phi Sigma Sigma, and Gamma Phi Beta. I don't remember the order that I saw them in, but that doesn't matter. But it was a different experience with all of them because that was a night where I got to meet the sisters from all of them. It's just like getting to know you, the real you. Because they can tell 100% if you are being fake with them. If you actually be real with them, they can tell right away. They can spot when you're not being real at all. And at the end of the night, after seeing all 4 sororities, You rank them, your top 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm not going to tell you which ones I ranked. But I know technically AST was my second choice at first. And I'm not going to tell you what I ranked first, second, third, fourth. All I'm going to let you know is Alpha Sigma Tau was my second at that point. But then I decided, after I was done ranking, to talk with some of the members of Panhell. And the people in Panhell are people who disaffiliate from their organization for a little bit in order to be completely unbiased in their opinion and help potential new members find their home in a sorority. So I was wondering what the whole situation was. And you hear trust the process so many times in that week. You hear it so many times. And I've learned, yeah, you need to trust the process because it's not always like gonna be something you know right away. But trust the process, definitely. So then we went home, or back to my dorm in that case, and went to sleep. And I think it was 8 a.m. the next morning. We had to be in the auditorium, or 8:30 a.m. bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and I really was, and because I was super excited. We could see between 1 to 3 sororities, depending on who you got called back to. I personally only got called back to one sorority. I just got called back to Alpha Sigma Tau, and I went through. I was kind of skeptical at first because last year this same thing happened, and I just got, not last year, the year before that, in 2018, I went out for recruitment, and I had just gotten back, called back to AST, and then I got the call later that day saying that I would not be going through recruitment. That was 2018. So I was kind of worried this year when that happened, when I just got called back to see AST, and some other girls got called back to 3 or 2. And I got really nervous because I started talking to some of the people on the Panhellenic board. It was like, well, why did someone else get called back to 3 and someone else got called back to 2 and I only got called back to 1? This happened last year, and at that point, it was last year. And now I'm really scared. And they're like, trust the process. It'll all work out. Everything happens for a reason. So I decided to trust the process. And I go and see Alpha Sigma Tau. And I learn all about their philanthropies. And I learn about the Alpha Sigma Tau Women's Wellness Initiative, Dress for Success, Heartbeats for Down Syndrome, which is now connected with the MDSC, or Massachusetts Down Syndrome Congress. And yeah, so I learned all about how we help with that type of stuff. And it was just, I knew a little bit. I was still kind of skeptical, but like, because all I could think about a little bit is how that last year I had not been called back, and all that was going through my head. But I had to also think about the fact that I had to trust this process, and everything happens for a reason. So then the only thing I could do is you rank it again. So the only thing I could rank at that point was AST. So I obviously ranked that as my top. And yeah, so I ranked that as number 1. And because I had the choice technically to either rank that as 1 or not rank it at all, and that would mean I wouldn't get a bid at all. But so I ranked that, and I was just hopeful, because then I got to go back to my dorm, and I waited for a call. What's weird is if you didn't get a call, you were invited back for something called pref night. But if you got a call, then you were not invited back. So I was there waiting for that call. And after a while, when it didn't happen, I didn't get the call, I was like, okay, like, this could mean something. And then I hear the phone ring, and I get terrified. But I see it was my mom. And she had scared me so much, because I knew that I could have gotten a call anytime before. But it was just my mom, don't worry. And so I was getting ready for pref night, and I was ecstatic because I was that much closer to getting a bid. A bid, I'll explain what that is. It's when the sorority wants you. So they send you a formal invitation on bid day, which I will explain later. But then, so since I did not get a phone call, I was invited back for something called pref night, where somebody prefs you. Somebody basically chooses to want to have an in-depth conversation with you about certain things, and it's about making deeper connections. I can't go into detail about what happened at pref night, because that would just defeat the purpose of the sisterhood. Again, I was only going to see Alpha Sigma Tau, so yeah. So I can't tell you what type of things happened at pref night, but I can tell you that it was very nice, and it made me connect deeper to this sorority, and it made me feel that maybe I had found my home. And so then I went back and voted again and talked to the Panhellenic people again, and the only one again I could rank was AST, so I ranked them as my top because that was the only one. And this time I was sure of it because I really wanted to be a part of a sorority, and I just felt at home in my sorority. So yeah. And yeah. So I felt home. So the next day was bid day, and that was really fun. Bid day is all about how you finally get your bid, you get your formal invitation of being in that sorority. And we were told to wear jeans and or leggings and just a tank top or a cami because we'd be getting a shirt after we opened our bids. So we had, in alphabetical order, there was our name on a chair. So from A to Z, like last names. And I still have my envelope. It's at school right now, but it's blue. And it says Rachel Schumann on it. And you open it and it says, the sorority Alpha Sigma Tau cordially invites you to be a member of their sorority. I remember when we opened those bids, they said 3, 2, 1, and then we all just ripped open our envelopes. And there was a lot of crying. There was a lot of happy tears. And it was really awesome because I knew then when I opened my bid, I had found my true home in my sorority. And it was just a great experience because knowing that I had found my home is great. And so then we were all led to the gym where all the sororities were cheering and chanting. And then I forget the first sorority to run home, but all I remember is when they said, if you're accepting a bid from Alpha Sigma Tau, run home. And my whole group and I just ran into the Kelly gym, and everyone was screaming and chanting and giving hugs and all that. And it was amazing. And I knew then again that Alpha Sigma Tau was my home. And I knew I had found my people. I had found my sisters. And I still have the little card that my bid day buddy had for me as well. And the girl I talked to all 3 rounds was great. And my bid day buddy was just amazing. I loved her. And yeah, so that whole experience was fun. And then later that semester, like a few weeks later, we started doing Big Little stuff, which was my favorite part, honestly, because for the longest time, the littles do not know who their big is. So I didn't know who my big was for like a month or a month and a half, but she created a Facebook picture for me, like a Facebook page, and we communicated through that. But it was like Rachel's big. It wasn't like her name or anything, or her birthday or anything, because littles will try. We will try to find any information on you that we can before Big Little reveal. But I couldn't find any information. And yeah, but I just remember that the day I found out I got my big, I was super excited. we do like big little basket things, and I got so much in my baskets. She was so good to me. She still is. She's amazing. I love her. If we were back at school, she would probably be in this video with me when I do another one at some point about my sorority. I will do it with her, hopefully. But I remember just opening that picture frame, because we did pictures, that we opened a picture and whoever was on that picture was our big. And I remember opening it and seeing Amanda and Amanda's picture, and I turned around, screamed, and ran to hug her because I was so excited. And she's just, to me, the best big ever. She knows I love her, though. She says that I can't love her as much as she loves me, but I think I love her more. But she says that's not possible. But yeah, so the connections also is why I joined a sorority. I've come out of my shell way more since last year, and I've learned so much from these girls, and I'm continuing to grow and learn more from these girls because, like, they are my sisters, and they will always be my sisters, and I will always continue to learn from them. I will always continue to learn for myself throughout being in the sorority. I've been giving back more than I ever have in the sorority. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've done community service and philanthropy work before, but I love doing philanthropy events. I love tabling for AST, and I have so many pairs of letters. Some of them are at school right now, but I have these pair. I have these, which are, it's a pink with aqua glitter trim and zebra print. I have mine and Amanda's big little letters, which is a black shirt with pink chevron trim letters, like checkered and that. But yeah, so that is why I joined a sorority, guys. I hope you guys liked this video, and I'll be posting more song videos soon. I love you all. Bye.